allow the children to access the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun diary political, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun diary political, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary, diary political. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. Mayegun máa wí. tó bá rúfin o. Máyégún wà ní. Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù. Máyégún ti.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun live. Brethren, in the temple of truth, thank you so much for joining me again. Remember, after reading the caption of this broadcast, you need to read the description as well. Then like the broadcast, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies, and tell them that Mayegun today in that order. But some people will first like the broadcast before even reading the description of the broadcast, then share the broadcast, and then they will now sit back and read whichever one that works for you. It is Mayegun Live, and I am back to give you another set of updates since the Nigerian Junta leader dropped the bombshell of the collusion between thiefnubu and Emmanuel Macron of France in sponsoring the terrorists operating between the border of Nigeria and Niger, in destabilizing not just Niger Republic, even terrorizing Nigeria. In his viral interview, which he granted in Hausa, he addressed the obvious intelligence report of the advancement and the growth, as well as the sponsor of the terrorists in Nigeria and Niger Republic. Since he dropped that interview, it has been a sleepless night in Asshole Rock. And understandably so, from what we have now discovered, Tchiani intentionally granted the interview in Hausa so that he could use one stone to kill two birds. In northern Nigeria, there is no region or there is no people that regrets the Muslim tickets of the APC, Egbekegbe, than the northern Sharia north of Nigeria. There were those who carried it on their heads like gala. They called those who were against the Muslim tickets kafiris, the unbelievers. They threatened them that there will be war if for any reason thiefnubu's Muslim ticket failed. So, a year after the Muslim ticket, the Mumu ticket, and thiefnubu started what he called his reform, they have now been those even crying more. Subsidy remover hits them like a thunderbolts, Magun. Then electricity tariff as well, it's there like Chopana. To make the matter worse, they are now hearing that once they approve the tax reform bill, that they want to finish in here. So to them in northern Nigeria, it is one regret after the other. And this year, when these Sahel countries started chasing away the French, the French neocolonialism or neocolonialism in their region, you see, And Nigeria welcomed France with open arms. So they began to feel like thiefnubu is the weapon fashioned against them. So they have been treating thiefnubu and his appointees. They have been treating them with so much suspicion and hatred, and it keeps growing every day. It's kind of like a mixture of number one, under Bokwari. As Bokwari was destroying Nigeria, they were making their people believe that they should never speak up. They should never condemn Bokwari because he was a Muslim and he's a northerner. So now that they are out of power, it seems, as the southerners are suspecting, it seems that they cannot live outside a power, even though it has never really benefited the ordinary people of northern Nigeria. But it is more than that. You see, most of those things that Bokwari diverted to northern Nigeria for 8 years, as much as it didn't really reach the real people in that place, right? It started making a big difference that those things are no longer available for them. So they have every reason to suspect that thiefnubu is a weapon fashioned against them. Then, on the other hand, Niger Republic is like Nigeria's 37th state. Yes. Throughout the 8 years of Bokwari, Niger Republic was receiving money. I mean, there are some northern states like Sokoto State, Kebbi State, Borno State. All these guys always add the budget of Niger Republic to their budget. Not like budget. I mean, like you will see a Sokoto State will be buying a vehicle, security vehicles for the Nigerian police. You will see Borno State building and constructing and equipping medical centers in Niger Republic as part of their budget. Kebbi State will be funding, the government of Niger Republic. All of these are public. Then Bokwari was in fact believed to be funding the Niger Republic as his retirement home until they chased away his pal, Bazoum. So since Bazoum was removed, somehow the Hausas, the Fulanis as well, from northern part of Nigeria, they seem to have a bit of a sympathy for their cousins in Niger. And you see, Bazoum was removed under thiefnubu. To the point that when thiefnubu decided to invade Niger Republic last year, it triggered a huge sentiment from their part. Their Satan of Sokoto, Emir, and all of these guys, their politicians, they were frequenting Niger Republic, trying to mediate, and they were mounting pressure on thiefnubu never to do it. But there was this sentiment that what Niger Republic rejected, thiefnubu has embraced. So if Niger, their cousins in Niger, states that France is their enemy, there's no point for Nigerian government to embrace France. This has been a means of suspicion between Nigeria, or between northern Nigeria and thiefnubu. Meanwhile, thiefnubu, on the other hand, has a confidant called Shaguri. He has been enjoying immunity from arrest, prosecution with the French government. He can't really go many places in the world. He will be arrested. He's a wanted man. But he's a thiefnubu's pal. He's thiefnubu's confidant. So when Niger Republic chased France away, it wasn't a bigger problem for thiefnubu to become the next option. Something that some of the core Sharia North considered as a betrayal. But they couldn't say much. They were holding it in. So that thiefnubu even attempted to invade Niger Republic, that one has already breeded a bit of resentment against him. Then coupled with the failed policies of thiefnubu, which to them, if thiefnubu was a Fulani northerner, they wouldn't mind. But he's a southerner. you know, a munafiki. That's what they call him, a munafiki. So, the story of what the French have done to them in Niger Republic, in Mali, in Burkina Faso, is more pronounced in the Sharia North than the rest of Nigeria, in case if you don't know. In fact, as much as a lot of you have access to internet, in northern part of Nigeria, the massive means of communication or information sharing is through the radio. And that is why majority of their political leaders will rather address them in Hausa. So when Tchiani overthrew Bazoum in Niger, Nigeria placed economic sanction on Niger Republic to destroy the country. But unfortunately for thiefnubu and his gang, that did not really have so much impact on the government, but it did have impact on the country. Economically, Niger became economically isolated. But anyway, they formed another bloc, which is the bloc with Mali and Burkina Faso. But there's still something left. So it is also believed that the French French sentiments, the resentment of the French in Niger, in the Sahel, like all these countries, right, is one good advantage that the juntas in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Niger, it is what they always use as the reasons why, number one, they're having problem with insecurity, they're having problem with economic this and that, and the big brother, Nigeria, that should have acted as big brother to support them, protect them, has now sided with France. So therefore, Nigeria, not Nigeria as a whole, they believe that thiefnubu as in particular, especially thiefnubu, is the enemy of the North through that. And this has been going on for a while. Those who are working with thiefnubu, like ribadumb, like this Idris guy, who is your misinformation minister, Badaru of Jigawa, your defense minister, Papawale of Nasarawa, also your minister, Minister of State for Defense or so, right? And majority of those appointed by thiefnubu, they are using what is called eye service in working with thiefnubu. But it seems a memo now came after that interview, because it was believed that Tchiani, the Niger Republic head of junta, had to speak directly to the Hausa community, the biggest community in northern part of the Sharia North, to be precise. He intentionally granted that interview by saying, listen, you are dealing with Lakurawa, you are dealing with all these terrorists. They are the handiwork of France. So it is France that is giving weapons to these terrorists. It is France that is funding them. The intention is to use these terrorists to destabilize Niger, is to use these terrorists to destabilize the economic of these Sahel countries. And it's unfortunate that despite the fact that they have done so much, he has done so much to report to Nigeria and seek Nigeria cooperation, that Nigeria has ignored all of his plea. Now, that is an indictment, something that spread like wildfire in northern Nigeria. So, since that yesterday, now, thiefnubu is in Lagos. He is not in Abuja now. But immediately that interview dropped, the entire Aso Rock entered panic mode. Like, oh my God, what's this? Because, again, don't forget that thiefnubu's policies are already destroying Nigeria. And northern Nigeria, who supported the Muslim ticket, they are the most affected as we speak. They are the most, they are the people that have suffered the most in the last 18 months. They are facing the kind of shade that they have never seen before, despite the fact that they succeeded, they survived Boko Haram's 8 years. So they can't hold it in. So thiefnubu is already like a personal non grata to them. Or you see those who are appointed by Tinubu from northern Nigeria, they are giving him another impression to make him feel like, oh, he's loved. Don't listen to what the oppositions are saying. The people appreciate you. The people are praying for you. We are giving them the food you said we should give them. We are even sharing money to them. Blah, 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 blah. So this interview has not only riled the poor, it has also made those who are their elites so concerned. Like, is Tinubu trying to mortgage their future, their lives for France? Even though they continue to deny that there is no French forces in Nigeria. Now, what makes everyone concerned now is that when the level at which these guys came to deny kind of really makes us believe that it is 100% true. There are evidence abound. So, sorry to those of you who don't understand Hausa, okay? I will play these audios, okay? The first of them is that of Ribadumb, who decided to, it is now like a game of propaganda versus propaganda now. I need to make you understand, okay? Because right now, they knew that, they kind of believed that this Nigerian leader intentionally granted the interview in Hausa. And the interview has caused so much anger in northern Nigeria right now. You know what I mean? Like, people are already angry that their gamble of the Muslim ticket don't cut. The ticket don't cut. So right now, they have more reason to hate Tinubu more. And this Ribadumb and others now believe that this is an actual job that will wreck Tinubu's chances, create a bit of an unrest in northern part of Nigeria if something is not done right away. So it is a propaganda war. And according to some of them, they believe that Niger is leading right now. So they are not concerned about me and you talking about France. If me and you, if we are concerned from the southern part of Nigeria about France, they don't give a damn about us. That is why they are currently addressing their people in Hausa, telling them that, number one, Ribadu said that Nigeria has never granted any foreign country, a military base in Nigeria history. That when America came, Nigeria rejected them. When Britain came, Britain actually colonized Nigeria. Nigeria rejected the offer of setting up a base. When France came, they rejected. But guess what? This Niger Republic, they accepted France. They accepted America. So now that they are having issue with America and France, and then Nigeria is kind of like in business with France. So this is why Niger is trying to blame Nigeria. Is trying to, they are now saying that because this military junta, he has no plan of when he's going to transition to democracy. He has failed the people. All the promises he made when they overthrew the government in Niger, he said he has failed his people. And because he has nothing to show to them, he wanted to use Nigeria and Tinubu's relationship with Macron. He wanted to use that to ginger his country people that the reason why he's been failing is because Tinubu is a friend to France, and France want to destroy Niger. So this is them now trying to push back in denial, despite the fact that true, France are having their foothold in Nigeria as we speak, all over the north. And I will show you some of that. But here is Ribadumb.
Abun ya zo mana muma da tada hankali da mamaki da mai girma shugaban Niger ya faɗa. Ba ta da tushe ba gaskiya. Najeriya ba za ta taɓa yi wa Niger zagon ƙasa ba. Najeriya ba za ta taɓa yadda wani abu masifa ya fara wa Niger ba. Najeriya ba ta da fitina ko rashin zaman lafiya da makwabtanmu. Dukkanmu muna zaman lahiya da Cameroon, muna zaman lahiya da Chad, muna zaman lahiya da Benin. Ya za a ce kuma za mu samu problem da Niger ta ina?
Ita jamhuriyar Niger tana zargin cewa Najeriya yanzu haka tana kokari kuma ta baiwa kasar Faransa sansani domin sojojinta su samu hanyar da za su iya yakar jamhuriyar Niger.
Wannan ta ina a ce Najeriya ce za ta ba wata ƙasa dama ta zo ta zanna don ta kawo wa Niger hari ko fitina. Ina zai faru ta ina? Najeriya ba ta da wannan tarihi. na yarda da kasashen waje su zo su zanna a kasanta. Ingila da kanta suka yi mana colonialism ba su taba ko so daya su ce wai za su kawo sojojinsu ya zanna a Najeriya. America ba yadda bata yi ba mu yadda ba, sai da muka ce ba mu yadda ba su kafin su ce sun je wajen Niger suka ba su dama, daga bayan Niger din suka zo suka kore su. Faransa ba ma Niger ba, duk kasashen da suka yi wa mulki haka suka dinga yi, ba mu taba yarda da haka ba. A ce za ta zo ta bude sansani a Najeriya ta zanna ko rana guda, belle ma a ce wai za ta kawo Niger ko wata ƙasa farmaki, ina zai faru ma, ba mu taba yi ba. Amma idan yanzu sojojin Niger suna fada da Faransa, ba dole su masu ce mu yi fada da Faransa ba. Duk kamar yadda ba mu fada da kowane ƙasa a duniya, Najeriya ba da taɓa yi ba, musamman a ce wai har ma za a ce wai a kawo wata yan uwanmu fitina. Shi shugaban Niger har ma ya kira wurare a cikin Najeriya don ya san Najeriya kwarai. Wannan wuraren da ya kira dinnan muna neman ku yan jaridu da kuma mutanen da suke community a wurin din, don Allah ku je ku duba ko akwai wasu baki, kowane irin bako ma, belle ma a ce Faransa. Muna tabbatawa mutanen Niger, Najeriya ba za ta taba zama musu matsala ba.
Masana suna ganin cewa wannan abun da ya taso dinnan babbar barazana ce ga harkokin tsaro da suka shafi ta'addanci da kuma garkuwa da mutane a Najeriya da kuma jamhuriyar Niger. Ba ganin wannan abu ne da za ya kamata a duba shi?
Ai shi ne muke nema tun da muka shiga nan, muna yaƙi da 'yan ta'adda, bandits, kidnappers, IPOB, 'yan Niger Delta, ko ta ina muna ciki, kuma Allah Ubangiji na bamu nasara. Muna neman 'yan uwa, kusan muna cikin matsala guda ne, abinda ya taba Najeriya ya taba su. Ya kamata Niger su fahimta akan cewa Najeriya ba problem bane. 'Yan ta'addan nan su ne mutanen da suka matsa mana. Dukkan abin da suke yi a Niger suna yi a Najeriya. Mu haɗa kai mu yaƙi da su. Mutanen Niger su sani akan cewa mutane ɗaya muke, duk abin da ya taba ɗaya ya taba guda. Ba yadda za a yi a ce wai ƙasar Najeriya ita ce za ta taimakawa 'yan ta'adda har ya zo ya kawo mu da kanmu abubuwan da yake matsa mana akan mu, yaushe muka kare da mu ce wai za mu kawo, ta ina zai faru? Wannan bai yi ba. Wannan don Allah shugabannin su sake dubawa. Kuma Niger har yanzu ya kamata su sani akan cewa idan sun canja Faransa sun kawo wasu, suna kawo wani problem ne na gaba. Bai kamata ba a bar wasu kasashe kuma su fara su mayawa gurbi na mutanen Faransa. Duk wanda ya zo zai zo maka yanzu a aboki ne, gobe zai zama maka masifa. Ka san akan cewa wannan kamar yadda muka faɗa musu da kafin su yarda America ta zo ta bude sansani a wurin, mun ce mun kar ku yi, sun bayar, amma yanzu sun gani. Yanzu ma muna ba da shawara, ko rabu da su. Najeriya su ne yan uwanku, ku dawo mu yi aiki tare.
Na san akwai yarjejeniyoyi da aka yi tsakanin makotan kasashe kan yaƙi da ta'addanci, kuma Niger ma tana ciki. Ina waɗannan yarjejeniyoyi suna nan ko kuma dai ya suke?
Muna yi yanzu ma kamar Niger, abinda muke a tafkin Chad, wanda joint venture da muke yi. Su Niger sun ce sun jawo sun fita. Muka ce su dawo don mu yaƙi da Boko Haram da sauran waɗannan mutane. Idan ba mu haɗa kai ba, wannan abubuwan ɗin zai ƙara kawo mana problem. Babu da niyya akan cewa mu yi nisanci 'yan uwanmu. Dole ne mu yi aiki tare. Idan akwai kasuwanci ba laifi, amma wani ya zo ya amfani da mu don mu murguna 'yan uwanmu bare yi ba. Abinda kake gani yanzu ko muna mu'amala da Faransa, ba da maganan kasuwanci da kuma zamantakewa, zaman lafiya da kowa a duniya, ba abinda Najeriya ta sa a gaba fiye da wannan abu.
You don't have to understand everything. Just the key thing he's saying. It is called panic mode. Okay? It's like, we need to counter it. We need to quickly tell people that, you know what, he's lying. Okay? We do not, there's no French forces in Nigeria. We don't have anything here. We all of that stuff, yeah? Unfortunately for ribadumb, the announcements made by Tinubu himself, for example, you have French forces now training with the Nigerian army. They are training with the Nigerian Navy. And they are also training with Nigerian Air Force. When Tinubu went to France, right, they sold these 1965 fighter jets about 40 or 42 of them, like a local, old fighter jets. You know, they sold them to Tinubu. And therefore, that is what do you call it? A stage set for the French forces to come to Nigeria and teach Nigerian pilots there how to fly the fighter jet. They also signed a deal called Critical Mineral Resources MOU on critical mineral resources, which has now led to Nigeria lifting ban on the mining, lifting ban on mining in Zamfara and some other places. French companies that were operating in Niger Republic, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, who have been kicked out of the place, they are going to be in Nigeria. Some of them are already setting up shop in Nigeria. And that didn't come for free. When that Nigerian president said they gave Tinubu substantial amount of money to accept this, he is right. You know what? The next 2 years, France will give Tinubu 300 million euros. This is how they packaged the deal. Tinubu, as your president, will determine where France should put their money the next 2 years, as French companies will now take over some mining locations across northern Nigeria. It's part of the deal. It's called MOU on critical mineral resources like uranium, gold, what have you. That's part of the deal. This is what they won't be getting again from Niger. So Ribadumb said, since Nigeria history, Nigeria has never allowed any country to come and set up base in Nigeria, which is true. Okay. But they don't really have to set up base. He said, when Nigeria rejected them, Niger accepted them. So if Niger is having problem with France, does that then mean that Nigeria must have problem with France? If France is going to help them to fight Boko Haram, bandits, IPOB, and all of this, that's what he said. Oh, so should they reject them? Maybe Nigeria has been in a joint relationship with Chad, this Niger, even Cameroon before. Nigeria is a sovereign country that can have relationship with any country. That this man is failing. The man that said he rejected France is embracing Russia. He's an hypocrite. He should face his own people, because every time the people are asking him to deliver what he promised them, he will begin to look for excuses by blaming France. That if Niger rejects France, must Nigeria reject France? Oh, it didn't finish there. Remember, he had to address his people in Hausa too. Because now that Hausa land up north, now there the Rogodinho, they happen right now. The likes of Ribadumb, Idris, and some of these guys, by the end of 2025, next year, majority of them will likely begin to leave Tinubu's government. I have seen this before. Or they will stay on and just rock the boat from within. Here is what the Idris had to say. Information Minister of Nigeria. That was National Security Advisor of Nigeria. This is an allegation against Nigeria. And he didn't address you. He has no business with all of you. He's addressing their brothers and sisters in northern Nigeria. That's why he spoke in Hausa. This is your misinformation minister speaking on the same matter, not in English, in Hausa as well. Same way.
To na farko dai wannan ma magana ma ba ma gaskiya bane kwata-kwata. Bai kamata shugaban mulkin soja da ya kwaci mulki da karfin to ya dawo kuma yana irin wannan bayanai akan gwamnatin Najeriya. Mu muna ganin bai dace ba, ya kamata ya daina yin haka din.
Because in that Tchiani's interview, he indeed alleged that France is empowering these terrorists in collaboration with thiefnubu to destabilize Niger Republic. That is what they have now termed, we have no plan of staging war or going to war with the Niger Republic. How many of you remember last year when, not even just last year, this year, when I reiterated that even though Tinubu failed in fulfilling the allegiance of invading the Niger Republic, which he later denied, that it is not over. There are other clandestine plans to still invade the country. Even though Tinubu denied, but you see this memo, this is the memo that David Undenyi exposed that prevented Nigeria from going to war with Niger. A member of the team that was saddled with the responsibility of drafting the soldiers to move them to the border of Niger, to Sokoto, precisely. Last year, they took a picture of this memo and sent it to David Undenyi. That, see, we are about to invade Niger. Can you do something about it? And David published this. And this is the memo that got Nigeria's DSS, NIA, this ribadumb and his other guys to attempt that, they attempted to kidnap David Undenyi in Ghana last year. Yes, they almost succeeded. They would have, you see what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They would have done the same thing to David. But by a dint of luck, right, he managed not to be at the location they expected him to be, which they went at the time. If not, David Undenyi would either be dead now or he would be in Nigerian prison as a trophy for ribadumb. That memo stopped the war. The whole plan was that the operation will last for just 2 days. And within 4 hours, they are going to arrest this junta in Niger, Nigerian army. They will invade the Niger Republic, go straight to Niamey, go straight to the government house and grab these guys. And boom, the memo leaked. Tinubu did not write the National Assembly of trying to invade another country. And this is the foundation of all of this. So when the guy came out and said, their plan this time around is to use Nigeria and this, border terrorists to destabilize Niger Republic and give a reason why, yes, maybe they can still go on and invade. So this guy are now saying that his allegations are baseless. And I've heard some of you who have said that too, that the allegation of that guy is baseless. Some are saying that some of the allegations are baseless. Some of what he said, you do want to agree that they might be true. To you, it's like it should be investigated. Some of the stuff he said should be investigated. But there are some other things he said, they are just like baseless. Baseless. You are dealing with Tinubu, you say baseless. Nah. Another thing is that APC, they have destroyed whatever little trust that people could have for their own governments. See, these are criminals who want us to be patriotic. These are dishonest criminals who want us to be patriotic. They want you and I to be on the side of our country. But these guys are not patriotic to Nigeria. Every of their action is anti-Nigeria. Sure you get? These guys have committed treasonable felony against Nigeria. But because they are in power, you understand? So who is going to arrest them? Who is going to probe them? Nobody. But in a sane climb, thiefnubu and his gang, they will be arrested for treason for what they have done to Nigeria with no consultation with anybody. With what these guys have done to Nigeria, they will be standing trial for treason. Unfortunately, who is going to do that? So there is no trust. Nobody trusts them. And because of this, which they know themselves, that's why they are saying that this Tchiani of Niger is banking on the lack of trust between the leaders of Nigeria and the led, which is true. So they are now trying to widen that mistrust. Number one, National Security Advisor of Nigeria, okay, is defending an allegation, and is using allegation to defend allegation, so that it can be like, don't mind him. No, don't worry, don't mind him. Meanwhile, we have other obvious evidence that shows that we should mind him. How many of you remember this?
Zai ƙara ci gaba da taimaka mana wajen ciccire abinda masu fashe wannan wanda su yan boko suke sa mana hanya, yana kashe mana jama'a da sauransu. Yan boko haram ba yan boko ba, yan boko haram. Ai amfanin abin shine zai taimaka mana inda suka sa su, za mu je mai amfani da kayayyakin mu ciro. So abu ne mai muhimmanci su taimaka mana akan yakin nan da ake yanzu. Taimako daidai gwagwado kasar UK suna mana kuma.
See that one? It's confirming that true, we have, the French army, we have the British who are here. We are working together. We are training together to protect northern Nigeria. That video is just like about 2 weeks old, though. It's not like 2 years, 1 year, or what have you. Just about two weeks old. Nigerians who were killed in the last 1 year on record, 614,000 Nigerians were slaughtered by terrorists, and it didn't even make it to the media. Like, no. The day I saw that data, I was like, what? How? Like, under Bukwari, the total recorded the number of people killed, as loud as the media was at the time, they are under 100,000 in 8 years. How could over 600,000 people killed? And we did not even see the uproar anywhere. It's like, oh, you don't understand. They have used so many distractions, so many media propaganda to kill some of the news. Yeah, in the last 1 year. Terrorism has become an industry that is so flourishing in Nigeria that you reporting it will be considered a criminal. On Monday evening, the ISWAP terrorists in Borno, they use drone to deliver bombs in bombing the military base in Borno. According to them, 6 soldiers sustained injuries, but they won't tell us what kind of injury before they finally shut it down. Shot the 3 of the drones down. Then on Wednesday, 2 days ago, the same ISWAP terrorists in Yobe State carried out another drone attack. It's not like military drone, just the normal drone that could carry a certain kilogram of, a bomb. And they also bombed the military base there. Again, they used the media to play it down. And the media in Nigeria, they have always been in collusion. They colluded with these terrorists as well as this Nigeria military, which happened to be the uniformed terrorist. Other bodies that are supposed to gather intel intelligence reports that the military and the rest of them should be acting upon before they act, and before they do anything, right? Intelligence gathering, intelligence reports. Now, this same military gathered intelligence reports that saw them, yesterday, 2 days ago rather, that they bombed 2 communities in Sokoto State, where tens of people died as well. But what did the Chief of Defense Staff say about that? He blamed the victims.
There has been a recent incident yesterday in Sokoto where the Nigerian Air Force was said to have launched an attack. And the Sokoto state government has reacted that some victims lost their lives. So what can you say about that?
Well, if you listen to my speech, I made that clear, that we have individuals that still harbor those people. And then once you do that, you make yourself a legitimate target. And our appeal is please do not allow them hang around you. Do not give them any support in whatever means. Because once you do that, you make yourself a legitimate target. The incident that happened yesterday, we are pleased with this. It was an operation we conducted. We followed up and ensured that we avoided mistakes as much as possible. If there were other mistakes that came up, we are going to investigate and see. But I can tell you from what we have seen, because we have the videos, the videos of everything that happened, there were criminals in that place. Anybody that toyed with them was part of them. And so we'll continue to do our operation into North. Like I said again, we want to appeal to media. Please always understand that also those guys want to use the media to send their own message across. And that's why it's dangerous not to just agree to whatever it is they're saying. We have been transparent since we have come on board. Everything that's happened, we look at it and we'll tell you. Anything we don't know, we'll find out and get back to you. But I can assure you, we'll continue with the work we're doing. It will not relent. We will avoid civilian casualties as long as even they too avoid staying where the criminals are. Because it makes the job extremely very difficult if we say wherever they are with the criminals, then we should avoid. I think that's one. But we want to appeal to, if you are not with them, please leave their area and come out, so that it gives us the ability to deal with them precisely.
You hear them? Yeah, you blame the victims. People were bombed in their homes. Civilians were bombed in their own homes. And what did the Chief of Defense Staff have to say? People too must stop mixing with the terrorists. We will continue to do what we are doing. We will continue our work. Yeah? We advise the people that they must. Terrorists that are ransacking their communities, invading villages and all that. So, I'm sorry. These are the professional soldiers that justified bombing civilians, including women and children, in their village. Not be say these guys were like, these people were in the forest with the terrorists too. They are in their homes, inside their houses, and they dropped bombs on them. And the only thing they could say is that they too should stop mixing up with the terrorists. How? Yeah. Nigeria is a place where do everything you can not to be a victim. You understand? Because even your fellow victims, they will blame you. Yeah, the voluntary slaves. It's your fault. Even you. Why did you allow terrorists to come to your village? Is it my business? Is it my duty to ward off terrorists? Or the duty of the security forces to protect us? Next time, when the terrorists come to your village, tell them to leave. Okay? You have to tell them to leave because you don't want trouble. Because, don't be a victim. On the part where they are dropping a bomb via drones, listen to what their spokesperson had to say.
In the incident that happened on the 25th of December, I've already explained that operation will have taken place earlier. But because of the painstaking measures that we know that we need to put in, we decided to hold it to make sure that those that we are seeing at that location were indeed terrorists, Lakurawa terrorist group. And we did that by sending human intelligence to confirm. And they got back to us and confirmed that, yes. And it was thereafter that we carried out a joint operation, a combined synchronized operation with the Air Force and ground forces. Air Force carried out precision strikes using precision munitions. After the strikes, the military, the land component on the ground moved on the site. And what did they confirm? They confirmed that, yes, the strikes hit the objective. That is that. I've said so much on that. Now, I spoke about secondary explosions because one of the targets was a logistic base of the terrorists in the community. When I talk of logistic base, I'm talking of armed cartridges and poles that were kept there. So naturally, when the munition hits that, there will be secondary explosion arising from that, which will generate, other things flying in the air, which was what led to the death of about 10 persons that were reported. The 10 persons reported were not hit directly by the airstrikes. The people that were hit directly by the airstrikes were the Lakurawa terrorist groups, and they were burnt beyond recognition. Now, to the report about the usage of drones. I don't think that there's need for any unnecessary panic about the usage of drones. We are in a war against terrorists and against insurgents across our country. And all you need to look is not far from what you see happening in Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Hamas, and all that. The use of drones in the battlefield is not new. Now, when we are talking of drones now, please, we don't want unnecessary panic because these are not professional drones, not military-graded drones. These are toys that they went to buy and found a way to put one or two things on board.
Nuisance, Lele. There is no single Lakurawa terrorist in those blasts. Not a single person, not a single Lakurawa terrorist. Civilians were killed in their homes. But his defense is that the Lakurawa terrorists were burned beyond recognition. So that saves it. That's it. He said they hit their targets. Right? How did they know? How did they know that they hit their targets? All the people killed, their bodies were recovered. And their family, their people, their loved ones recognized them. They identified all their people. There is no single terrorist in that blast, in that bomb they dropped. Not a single terrorist. Well, his own defense is that I've said enough on that because they were burnt beyond recognition. So you can't recognize them. So let's go to another thing. That is the people committing genocide in Nigeria. And they are victims. They are the ordinary people in the Hausa communities up north. They call them collateral damage. Collateral damage. There was a guy who tend to speak in English on behalf of Tinubu's government as well, okay? These are the guys they sent to the media to douse the tension, all right? By trying to explain away what a Niger Republic leader said about Tinubu-France, the killing of civilians in this, their dropping of bombs that they claimed was on target. And because terrorists, these people are mixing up with terrorists. Don't become a victim of Nigeria. Now, twice you go die. If you look back, you go just regret, say, oh, more, I die. And I can't even defend myself. That is Nigeria. But listen to this one quickly.
But these questions are necessary because if the whole idea is to protect lives and lives are being lost, then these questions arise. So how would you describe from an expert's point of view, whether it's secondary or primary explosion that led to the death? Was this a mistake or just one of those collateral damages that come with scenarios like this?
Well, at this stage, we just have to go with the statement by the DHQ saying that these are secondary devices. And the scenario painted is that the individual that was targeted is a logistics supplier for the Lakurawa group. In other words, he gathered IED materials in the form of maybe, name them, fertilizer, all the materials they use in putting together an IED. And so perhaps some of the materials had already been put together. I'm just trying to conjure a mental image of what the spokesperson, General Buba, of the DHQ meant by saying these are secondary explosions. Because even if they are just materials that have not been put together, that type of explosion would not happen. But if they've been put together into bombs, waiting for delivery, and then that attack happened, then yes, we could see those kind of explosions. But I think what is even more important is for an inquiry, an independent inquiry actually, to be conducted so that some of these issues are actually verified. My worry is that there is a pattern. I think in the recent past, we've seen about 4 instances of this type of collateral damage. It happened in Nasarawa, it happened in Zamfara, it happened in Borno State before then, and then now in Sokoto State. These are all instances of collateral damage, as it were, blue on blue, or direct targeting of civilians. It shouldn't be the case, really. We do, like you indicated, honor and respect the military for what they do, but we need to also remind the military that the essence of those operations is to protect civilian lives. And where civilian lives are lost, it should be accountable. There should be a transparent process of accountability. So where errors that could have been prevented happened, then we should make sure that those errors don't repeat themselves. As an example, if the intelligence was credible and the intelligence did indicate that there was explosives there that could detonate and lead to this type of death, why did we use that particular weapon to take out that individual? Was the value of that individual so high to us that we could, as it were, afford to lose this number of lives? These are questions that I think deserve answers. These are components that can be used for IED.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't mean to cut you, but let's move on to some things that are happening in the geopolitics. This recent allegation by General Tchiani of Niger against Nigeria, he's made very strong allegations. Of course, the Nigerian government has refuted, the NSA, ECOWAS has refuted as well. So his claims broadly covers the fact that maybe Nigeria is in cahoots with France, given the relations of the president with France and some of the trips he's made, even making claims like Nigeria trying to, quote unquote, destabilize Niger with being cahoot in France, things like establishing or allowing Lakurawa to find expression in certain parts of the north. He's made these claims, and some people have identified the fact that he chose to speak in Hausa. So let's address it one after the other. Is he just grasping a straw, or what exactly is he doing at the moment?
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. And this is what I did when I first heard of the video. The first thing I tried to do was to verify the authenticity of the video. And of course, after I verified it, I asked myself the critical question. What is this guy trying to achieve? He's the president of a country, and the official language in that country is French. And then, of course, the generality of people there do speak Hausa. So why did he speak in Hausa? And my answer, led me to the conclusion of what I've always known over the last 1.5 years, since July last year when the coup in that country occurred. So his grand strategy is simple. He's showing up support for the junta that he leads. The support that he has been able to gain up to date is grounded around the anti-French sentiment. And every time he makes statements to suggest that France is doing ABC, XYZ, he is shoring up that local support. He's been able to sustain that local support up until now. Let's not forget that it's one of the only countries in the sub-region where a military coup has occurred, that a transition plan is yet to be released. And unfortunately, because for some reason we haven't used the machinery of the media to put pressure on him, he's actually putting pressure on us. So he's come out with that statement in Hausa with spurious allegations. And I mean, even he himself knows that those allegations, a lot of them are baseless, but he still went ahead to do them because he's targeting that support, that sentiment that allows him to remain in power and to do the types of things that he's doing in the country. So how should we take it as a country? Should our response be in kind to just deny the allegation, or should we now ask ourselves, since it's a strategy, a propaganda strategy, what should we do? And I think this is where perhaps the focus of government should be. We need to be a step ahead. If his essence is shoring up local support by pushing this anti-French resentment, and we've decided as a country that we want to be close to France, which is perhaps what seems obvious to me, then we should be ready for such propaganda, and then we should be ready to lead in terms of the propaganda. And maybe in the course of the conversation, I would have some suggestions to throw in that regard. But at the moment, it is my view that we are not winning that propaganda, machinery, as it were. He is leading in it. He's speaking to the audience he wants to speak to, both locally in Niger and then here in Nigeria. Because, I mean, I don't know if you looked at the papers today and the social media, Niger is trending. The accusations that he laid are trending. And this is not to in any way belittle the response by the Nigerian authorities. I've had 3 cabinet ministers, including the National Security Advisor, granting interviews on the issue.
Like they are now, the Ronu coups, the Ronu Bandits, Ronu Nazis. They are on defensive right now. They are trying to convince all of us that, listen, you see this France, the reason they are trying to make France look bad, I have to say everything we know about France in this region for decades, they are not true. Now that thiefnubu is now a friend to France, oh, listen, you see, these guys, they are just using propaganda. They just want you to see France as if to say France is bad. Oh, my France is not bad, though. See, we need to kind of counter them. Listen, see, France is such a very lovely partner. In fact, France is going to help Nigeria to fight terrorists. You see, France is going to bring prosperity. You will see. See, we need to stand up, we need to support France. So we need to support thiefnubu for being a friend to France. But it's going to be a tough one. Let me be honest. This is why it's going to be a tough one, is that whatever propaganda they want to use in defending France, thiefnubu's relationship with France, and whatever thiefnubu is going to give to France in Nigeria, whatever propaganda they want to use, the question you can ask is this: how come that since France has been exploiting these countries, how come all those things they want to do for Nigeria now, how come they didn't do them for these countries? How come? It is about stable electricity, improved economy, improved currency, the defeat of terrorism and all of that. How come they didn't do that for these countries for decades? But it is Nigeria. Don't become their victim. That is my own number one advice. Wahala dey, and it is everywhere as we speak. thiefnubu is the weapon fashioned against you. And we are all just a disaster waiting to happen, because it is Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. The only thing well democratized in Nigeria is the shege that APC Egbekegbe has been dishing out, whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, whether you are a Northerner, a Middle Belter, a Southerner, whether you are Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Fulani, wherever you are, everybody get their own size of shege under these criminals. But we do have those who live in denial of it as well. You see, yesterday, Bala Mohammed, who is the Fulani governor of Bauchi, took to a podium where he was pretty much ranting. And yes, this sentiment of Tinubu is the enemy of northern Nigeria is so strong in northern Nigeria right now that Tinubu will spend a lot of time. I don't know, like they would have to hire a lot of propagandists that will help him in northern Nigeria to prevent any breakout of mini war. I don't know, but yeah, because you see, Tinubu already said that he's not going back on his plan, on his reforms. All of now go learn how to live with it and how to survive with it. That he's going to change it, forget it. But guess what Bala Mohammed told his own audience yesterday? He told them that if Tinubu insists on going ahead with that is a tax reform, he's only calling for anarchy. And it's going to be a matter of time. You know why I decided to share that with you? As some of you will be like, is that when the destruction of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan will start by these guys, it started from Bauchi. Jonathan visited the is the emir of Bauchi or whatever, one of their top traditional leader there. While Jonathan was inside, they mobilized the Alimajiri children. I'm talking about thousands of them. They were outside the palace. President of Nigeria inside the palace. And like, I don't want to exaggerate, like about 10, 15,000 children. They took over the entire outside the palace. All the adjoining streets and everywhere, right? They're all blocked. And they were all holding stones, sticks. If you have been following this politics for a while, like I have, you probably will remember that scenario. I should probably have brought you the video, but it doesn't matter. You can look out for it. They stoned a sitting president in Bauchi. That was the beginning of what other audacity they pushed in destroying not just Jonathan, Nigeria. And the kind of incitement they give, they always do it in Hausa as well. They don't speak in English when they do that. Tinubu insists during his last media chat, remember?
Could have perhaps preceding, just before the presentation to the National Assembly, you could have sought maybe for more dialogue, a political solution to preempt the outcry and resistance that you faced afterwards.
Every tax situation without outcry is not a tax. Well, you cannot satisfy uniformly the larger community of tax evaders. Look at this tax reform. It's pro-poor. The vulnerables are not to pay taxes. All we ask for is widen the net, bake the cake larger, so that we can share a larger meal. What is the need? They will still ask for this consultation no matter how long I delay it. The hallmark of a good leader is the ability to do what you have to do at the time it has to be done. That's my philosophy. You have given me the mandate to govern. Let me govern within the limit of my capacity. And I believe I have that capacity. I believe so. That's why I went into the race. I am focused, laser focused on what Nigeria needs and what I must do for Nigerians. It's just not going to be El Dorado for everybody. But the new dawn is here. I'm convinced. And you should be convinced. You should help propagate that conviction.
I'm dialing back, Mr. President, to the budget.
If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the nets get bigger and we take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the
nuisance Lele. And for Bala Muhammad, Tinubu is calling for anarchy. Anarchy lose. Anarchy lose. But listen to this. So in Hausa, I was speaking to the audience that if Tinubu go ahead, they in northern Nigeria will not be able to pay salaries. They will no longer be able to fulfill their financial obligations. And therefore, Tinubu is calling for anarchy.
Ya kamata a duba shugabanci. Shugabanci shine sauraron mutane. Shugabanci shine yi abinda mutane suke so. Ko ba haka bane? To har da muka kai wannan matsayi mu ci gaba da yin hakuri. Don zaman lafiya ya fi zama dan sarki. A ci gaba da hakuri. Mu yi addu'a wa shugaban kasa da gwamnatinsa. Allah ya sa su saurara. Allah ya sa su canja. Su canja yadda zai zama mana mai amfani, su canja yadda zai kawar da yunwa da wahala da cin mutunci da rashin tsaro da sauran abubuwa wanda ake so a kawo wanda zai raba kan Najeriya, wanda zai raba kan al'ummar Najeriya. Yan uwana Kirista muna godiya irin goyon bayan da kuke ba mu.
Anarchy looms. Anarchy looms. Anarchy looms.
Anarchy looms. Anarchy looms. I know a typical Lagos Agbero. Anybody, if you don't the shakara, so if you try anything there, you know, do you think it's about this? Well, if these other people try anything, we go show that. Whoa, you don't see where they don't stone people to death before. It is in Sharia. Like they are some of you Abuja, de Kogi. Now the trucks that are loading cows, bringing cows to the south, you can now get to a co and begin to break bottle. They begin to do your shakara. When you really see them, go when they are coming. Because I want majority of you na mouth na gets. You understand? Eruku, no one die. No and some of you there, for that Abuja where then take you. Eruku, Eko is different from Eruku, Abuja, Omakpa, Shegesila, because yes, you can kill them too. I'm just saying, you know, just that I have seen Agberos with their mouth. And at the end of the day, they go just cross the street for express. The sitting president with all the security apparatuses, right? Soldiers, DSS, police, all of them, with all those guns. You know convoy of a president now. They stoned Jonathan, but he was a good guy to some extent that he didn't give the order to, because when similar thing happened under Bokwari, and Buratai the Butcher was the chief of army staff in Nigeria. Buratai the Butcher was passing, and then the Shiites, they were doing their procession in Zaria, Kaduna State. Buratai the Butcher said they blocked his way. Guess what happened? They ordered for battalion from Kaduna, battalion of soldiers. All those godo, those ones where they wear, what do you call that thing again? This thing that looks like mask. Like you are fighting war. All this one that will be like they are wearing something like a camouflage leaf for face. Baba, they brought them to face civilians. Civilians, Baba, they killed over 1,400 people. They didn't stop there. They started, those who escaped, those who ran away, is it not democracy again? They entered the houses. For 4 days, the entire Zaria was on fire. That is how Buratai earned the name Buratai the Butcher. El Rufaya, Kaduna Little Finger, they gave them mass burial. True story. It's not funny. I'm telling you true story. This happened though. It happened though. Over 1,400 people were slaughtered in 4 days in Kaduna, in Zaria, Kaduna. That was how they grabbed. Go and check it online. You will see the image of Zazaki. They beat them like say, Olo Jimaluni. Pia when you to Jimalu, person will steal cow. The picture is online. Some of you will still see it online. It's online. El Zazaki, the leader of the Shiites. The soldiers went to his house. They killed 4 of his sons. That same day, they killed 4 of his sons. His wife, himself, one. You go to say, eyeball Zazaki, he don't come out. True story. But Jonathan was, it didn't. They stoned him. They stoned a sitting president in the palace of the, what do you call that one in Bauchi? Is the emir of Bauchi? They don't care. Kill them, despite all their killings. The Shiites moved to Abuja. In Abuja, they brought the presidential guard under Bokwari. Presidential guard. I'm talking about, that kind of a thing. They will say, artists, preparation, and you just be like that. Like that. And then, ready. Say, shoot! Like that. For civilians, inside this your fake democracy. They killed them in Abuja, they killed them in Zaria. But Jonathan, a sitting president, didn't do anything. He just let it pass. I don't know, maybe you understand what that means when these guys begin to incite their people against whether they think it's a softie. I don't know that of thiefnubu yet, right? We shall see. Yes, we shall. So in Lagos, thiefnubu is enjoying himself. He was at Lekki today, where he went to pray for Jumat. And at that Jumat, the chief imam of Lekki said, thiefnubu has been leading Nigeria righteously, and they are proud of him. In his words, let's go to Lekki in Lagos. That same Lekki where they said Jesus is not God banner. The same guy is now the guy that hosted thiefnubu today. At Jumat.
You will deny your relatives, your religion, even your teachers. They They are the Lord, they are going astray. Anyone who lives as if there is no God, anyone who lives in this world and those who are going astray, please don't be amongst them. Don't be amongst those who are going astray. And those who be among your influence, your money, your knowledge, your whatever other you have blessed. Each time you recite up in the Fatiha. And you must recite it in every unit of your salat. Allahu Akbar. They live as if there is no God. In Jannah, in paradise, in the heaven, it's like when you put one ocean. What's this way on? That's what they live in this world. They look at those who have control. That's the living power. And if you suffer in this world, the suffering or the sufferings of this world pressed together is not more than going to an ocean, place your hand in it, first stick to your hand, that's all suffering of this world. What you have in front of that is suffering of Allah. If you go to hellfire, there is nothing in this world that is worth losing after the hereafter for. There is nothing in this world that is worth losing the hereafter for. And if you live long in this world, no matter how long your life is, it's just like the most part of your life. Stick to your hand from an ocean. What you see in front of you, that is eternity. That is eternity. Life is short. Let's make best use of it. How legacy will live in posterity? How do you want posterity to remember you? How do you want posterity to remember you? We are all engaged in living. They are going to write some history or speak about it. They are going to write some history or talk about it. What legacy are you leaving for mankind? You are living whether you like it or not. I don't know where. You don't know where. We don't know how. We don't know when. We don't know where. We don't know how. Let's live a meaningful life. Let's live a meaningful life, a purposeful life. A life that is based on conviction that we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we are committed to Him. As we are going to the next year, let's make it the beginning of a renewed faith and renewed connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who created us. We recognize we are Allah.
And outside, people were able to spot what they call the sniper. You know, normally, some are saying that you are not supposed to see the sniper. Tinubu was your leader in Lagos. Your leader in Lagos, Abi, is the Lagos landlord. He should feel safer in Lagos than anywhere. But I don't think he is. Because as much as people were hailing him outside that mosque like this, there's a sniper at the top of the roof. And people are saying that we shouldn't see the sniper. That means that sniper and a fake sniper. That's what you, hey. And then the sniper on the roof. Why did you need a sniper on the roof? I don't know. Is that how that's what they do? Hmm? Well, anyway, while thiefnubu is there, Bajabia Mole is also in Lagos. I think it's for the holiday, enjoying himself as well. He was sighted with Davido. I think it was last night. This video is inaudible, by the way. Sorry about that. It's inaudible. That's a Bajabia Mole in Lagos as well. Everybody is doing Dirty December, while some other Nigerians are doing Bloody December. Bloody Christmas, bloody this, bloody day, hungry December. Now their turn, you know, and Kolu is milking it very well, if I have to admit. So today is Friday. Here is a message. So some of you are like the Islamic fanatics. I picked this up somewhere. I think I should share it. It is in Yoruba.
And I say, what's in Laro in Mogo? Much autonomy topic me, only Melapomi. Allah, Musa Pui, must I change the topic? You must come down. Timbelo Afai. Toriba Muslima Malobai. Kosi and the catch by Islam law. And the word and Movagan killed it. Just one and Bengeke, Tofi Diasico dear. Kò sí ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ kẹta ní rẹ́kọ̀dù pé àwọn ẹnìkan sí Islam yóò láti ṣe gbẹ̀yìn. Ṣé lásán kì í ṣe lásán o àfi ká wọ́ ọ̀chì ara wa káwo kí ní ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọn ò fẹ́ràn Mùsùlùmí wọn ò ṣe kí ní kan ẹ farabalẹ̀ o a ní ìwọ̀ tó yẹ kún fún wa tá gbá. Ìwọ̀ tó yẹ kún fún wa yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lẹ́lòmíì náà ní ìwọ̀ táwa Mùsùlùmí ò fún àdínù.
Adinu litayani jalla jalalu law sha'a rabbuka wahadal adiyana.
Àwọn ya lójókòó yìí kẹ́ni kí wọ́n náwó pé nínú fámìlì mi ní Christian. Bàbá sí ń bẹ. Tọ́ bàbá ṣe ìsàní wọ́n ní ìyá tó bí àwọn Christian ni wọ́n. Kò sí pé ẹ mọ́ sojúṣe. Farabalẹ̀ ìyá tó bí èèyàn. Say yọmọ bẹ nínú Christianity ń bẹ́ẹ̀ àmọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́gbẹ́ Ọlọ́run dákun bá mi sá mo ṣe wá sí kan láìpẹ́ yìí kò síbi tọ́lọ́wọ̀n lè yọ tó bá wù. Ṣé yọ wá di ọjọ́ tí ń ṣe irú ẹ̀gbọ́n tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ fàpèjúwe ọ wá di ọjọ́ Christmas ẹni káwọn àbúrò rẹ̀ ọmọlọ́kì. No òun lọ́ra sọ fún yín níjọ́ tẹ́yìn ṣe ti yín ọ̀rà mọ̀ọ́lú ẹ̀ sọ pé ọ̀dàǹgbà yẹn ẹ̀ pé Christian ni o. Ẹ wá ní njọ́ tí ń sọdún rẹ̀ mọ́ kí àwọn kíní kan bẹ Ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o àmọ́ bí tẹ́tí èmi ò sọ tèmi báyìí níwọ̀n bá. Báwo lọ́lọ́run kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kí n tó bọ́ sínú báwo lọ́lọ́run fẹ́ ká bá wọn gbé. Àwọn ṣe yìí sá báwo gangan ṣe rí ẹ̀sìn tá a mọ̀ mú ẹ̀sìn kí ló wí àfa yìí àdínù. Àdínù lè tẹ ìyá ni jalla jalalu. Ṣé Abdul Kabir ó dùn mí sọ́jọ́ ti lọ.
Because that's the kind of Islam, when it comes to religion, in Yoruba land, tolerance. I didn't grow up with Takia. It's only when I am now a grown adult that I started hearing about Takia. It's been there, but I am a Yoruba man. Tolerance, right? It's our way. In the family, you have Christians, you have Muslims, you have those who don't have any religion at all. But now that they are pushing this extremism, pushing this narrative of, superiority, most of them sponsored by politicians. So we need to keep reminding ourselves that Those who wanted to push their Sharia in Yoruba land, they are toying with fire. They are toying with fire. So those who are behind you pushing that political Sharia in Yoruba land, right? They probably haven't told you that you need to do your homework very well. It is the wrongest region to try that nonsense. And we'll keep pushing it until we push the rest of you into the lagoon. Yeah, push them into the lagoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the wahala between Akpi, Speed Darlington, and Burna Boy seems to remain unabated. A court is said to have ruled about 4 or 5 days ago by giving the Nigerian police 48 hours, which has now, lapsed, that they either charge him to court or release him and let him go. So up to this moment, Akpi is still being locked up on the order of Burna Boy. Here is an update from his own lawyer. Which one should come first? This advice from a mother or the Akpi story? I think we should go with the Akpi first. Listen to this. This is Nigeria.
So you are entitled to bail as provided in Section 35. Section 35 of the Constitution provides for personal liberty and stuff like that. So once you are not charged, what the law says that you must be charged within either 24 hours or 48 hours. That nobody should be kept or should be in detention for more than 48 hours. Either the police grants that person administrative bail or the person is being arraigned before the court and court grants the person court bail. So and this guy have been now. Whenever I make a video trying to say something about Speed Darlington, I always get stuff like he's been overflogged. People are saying, stop the emotional blackmail. Why don't you advise your client? Why didn't you advise? Is that I've heard that a lot, and it's been overflogged. So let's move on to other things. Not advising Akpi or where were you when your client was assaulting Borno. All this is a nonsense. They are totally nonsense because it can be you. So whatever it is, what my argument, my opinion have been from the onset is if you feel that you've been your right have been infringed on, someone allegedly insulted you, why not go to court and institute a civil action? Not using police because you have the power, you have the connection, you have the this thing too. And the good thing about Nigeria is that's the same thing I said the last time, and people said it's an emotional blackmail. No, it can be any of us. I, as a lawyer, let's say if I'm well connected and I know few people at the police, someone insults me, someone do this, I can decide to just use police and arrest the person and detain the person and forget about the person and keep the person for more than a month now. Now we've gone to court, we've done everything a lawyer should do to get his client out. I have even exhausted my connection. I've reached out to my political friends that I know here in Abuja. I've reached out to everyone. I wonder why people are trying not to get involved and say, look, it's Akpi. Akpi insulted us before. Akpi did this before. It's nonsense. Everyone trying to say he got what is coming to him. He got what is coming to him and so what? Just imagine your brother being in detention for more than a month now over the fact that he allegedly insulted someone. And people are celebrating, jubilating. I said, okay, Akpi talks anyhow. Someone said that I should not be involving myself because Akpi has insulted me before. I tell people, look, Akpi is a unique person. I've known Akpi for more than 5 years now. I have not just people that have been following me or that have been following Akpi for 5 years ago. They know that I've been Akpi's lawyer. Even the recent case we did for against Pompey and the rest. So you can't tell me. I believe I know Akpi more than the people talking online. The reason of me making this video, I have no idea why the police are refusing to obey court order and release that guy. The court order, the ruling of the court as of on Monday was that the police should release him or arraign him within the next 48 hours. Then it's over 48 hours. Okay, we didn't count yesterday because they were saying that yesterday is Christmas holiday and to that extent it's a public holiday, so it shouldn't be counted. Now, today we counted Tuesday, we didn't count Wednesday. Today is making it 48 working hours, and police are refusing to grant that guy bail or bail the court order, grant him bail or arraign him before the court. Now he spent the Christmas there, he spent the distance. I don't know. I've tried to reach directly to the IGP, and I'm fully aware that the IGP is aware. I tested Muyiwa, the first PRO. I'm kind of close to Muyiwa, the first PRO. I said, look, this is not the image that the Nigeria Police Force should be painting. And it's so demoralizing that the person leading the prosecution team is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Deputy Commissioner of Police. Now, by all standing, a Deputy Commissioner of Police who happened to become a senior advocate of Nigeria as of last year should be advising his this, despite the fact that you're a police, you're also a lawyer, senior lawyer to that. And advise your principal, advise the IGP, advise the DIG that, look, once the court have said something, despite your sentiment, even if you have any other sentimental, emotional attachment to the case, obey court order and grant this guy because the court have said it. Now, if you don't want to do that, now go to court. The right thing to do is go to court and get a counter order. But since then, they have not done it. They have not arraigned the guy. They have not gone to court and get a counter order of ask the court to set aside that order. They have not granted him bail. Now, you cannot, there is no justification for that. Now, no matter what, no matter the grievances.
This is Nigeria. This is how we're living now. This is how people have been living. It's a lawless country. And don't be a victim. Not as if to say we can escape it, but I always kind of prefer to advise people to do their best never to be a victim of Nigeria. Because the other victims, the other slaves in that open concentration camp, they are going to come for you. They are always going to be on the side of their oppressors. Because Nigeria is a place where people loved their oppressors differently. They love their own thieves differently. And they can easily tell you how you are guilty of anything that the oppressor says you are guilty of. Why did you do that? Why did you say that? Eh? I mean, are you trying to bring him down? Are you trying to spoil his name? Are you? If anybody do that to you, what were you? If you are the one, what are you going to do? That is Nigeria for you. Not anything about the law. Law is like, law about. Nigerians love their oppressors differently, and they will defend them at any given breath. Any given breath. You know? But it is a turn-by-turn kind of asylum where lunatics have taken over the entire asylum. So everybody go collect at some point. Even when you pretend to try to want to be, those ones that always want to be like, me, I don't want to pass my banjo. Hey, me, I want to be very careful. Yet the system still comes for them too. If anybody says something that you don't like, sue them, take them to court if you have the capacity. Don't use the police to harass and lock them up. That is Nigeria. But that's just by the way. Here is an advice from a mother. To those of you who are tired of Nigeria, and you are willing to send your children into slavery with this simple promise of a better life outside Nigeria by human traffickers, maybe this message is for you, especially those of you who fancy Ghana.
Video goes for the Nigerians in Ghana or the madams who goes to Nigeria to deceive small children, to deceive small children and bring them to Ghana to come and do prostitution. And if you be parents, you be mama, and person come from Ghana, come deceive you, say make you carry your pikin, give her. Say one carry and come Ghana, come give an office work, or you want give an better work do. Now lie you, not give your pikin, because they will bring the children come they force them make they do a shower. If you come to the streets of Ghana, most of the children where they outside they do a shower, now Nigerian children, and some of them know they are aware say these madams won't carry them come do a shower for Ghana. Yes, if anybody come from any country, Ghana or outside country, to come deceive you as a mama, say may you carry your pikin, give her, say won't give and work. Now lie. almost all the Nigerian girls where they this Ghana, na shower they do, and some of them no even know say na shower the madam carry them can do. And if you be madam and you go Nigeria to go bring girl, make you can do a shower, tell them if the girl agree to come follow you can do, and go agree. But who no agree, no force and carry and come Ghana can do a shower. I don't tell una. If you like, make it here. Every day they talk this matter, but when I say me, I like to talk too much. I don't.
You don't talk your own. Thank you. And we shall continue to enlighten not just the young girls, including their parents too. Everyone wants to get out of that contraption as much as possible, but please do it the right way. Don't let them traffic you for prostitution. Human traffickers, they are like terrorists as well. They are the worst kind of humans. So do not make yourself available to be trafficked, because it never ends well. There are many young women who have met their untimely death simply because somebody came back from abroad. I just got back, and they are offering you an opportunity outside Nigeria. Do not sell your children for pittance, right? And then allow them to be trafficked by unscrupulous criminals, presenting themselves as helpers to your children. A word is enough for the wise, they will say, and that is for the wise. And tonight, this one is like a distraction that people believe that it's just a mere distraction, a skit, or what have you. About 2 months ago, is it up to that? Like 2 months ago, the man that they are now calling the Black Jesus, very dark man, started an NGO, a non-governmental organization, where he said he was raising money to help the vulnerable people, and at the same time, especially children who are disadvantaged in the society. So within a space of 48 hours, he was able to raise over 40 million naira from the kind-hearted Nigerians who have seen much of his advocacy or activism online. Then a shocker came about a few days after that, when Don Jazzy sent him, how much? 150 million naira or thereabouts. And that was massive. It was the one who raised the alarm that, oh, this also amount of money just entered my NGO's account, and I suspect that somebody is trying to set me up. But it came out to be, it came back to be a generous donation from Don Jazzy. And since then, a lot of people have been showing interest in trying to see how that is going, until where I saw him in those states, I think it was last month, where he went to go and inspect a dilapidated school building that he was going to give them money to, kind of renovate for the children. A very goodwill gesture, you say. This young man came up today with an announcement that sort of took over the internet everywhere. He said some hackers, they hacked into his NGO's website, and they have stolen 180 million from the donated money. And a lot of people have been reacting to that. Watch this.
All right, so I'm at the airport. I'll be honest with you guys. For the past few days, I have not been myself. I am here with Officer Joe, and we are going to Jos. The NGO money, somebody hacked into the NGO website, and I don't know how they did it. And 180 million naira is missing. So, but we have, thank God, we have tracked the person, and we are on our way to Jos. And then they've arrested one, so that's why I'm even saying it now. I am excited. And an account has been put on PND. So the account now has 20 million. 160 million has been diverted to another account. So we are currently going there to see how I'll get the money back. You understand? So I just want to update you people. I even had to shut down the app and put it on maintenance, so that people will not really see what's going on. But let me just come out plain and tell everybody that this is what is going on. But hopefully get the money back. So on my way to Jos, I could not even get a regular ticket because flights don't full. I have to go to business class. Anyways, so I'll give you guys updates soon. Shout out to all the Rattle gang out there. Shout out to you all. Thank you all for believing in me.
So it's this kind of a joke. That's the first reaction, because to me, it's pretty much like a joke. There's nobody that will hack your website, okay, to empty your bank account. Because you see, website is like, you see what you see on this screen, right? This is something, it's like posting something. You type it. This is the balance, current balance of our accounts, 240 million. This is not your bank account. This is not, what do you call it? This is not your bank. The money is in your bank, okay? So when you want to update whatever you have on your website, right? Okay. A lot of people have been reacting. There are those who are saying that, oh, they did some interface, they intercept the data of his website, and they use that to now hack his bank and all of that stuff. People have said a lot, but it's quite a joke. So funny. So a lot of people have been reacting to that. And I still kind of believe that it's a skit. So if somebody went on your website and hacked your website, right? And then edit the balance that you put out there, that you typed on your website, like this balance, that does not change a dime from your bank account. Do you understand? So it simply means that it's either is probably a novice of what he's saying, using the word they hack my website to empty my bank account is one of the most, is actually the most stupidest thing any literate person should say. That somebody went on your website and then edits the current account balance on your website. This website is like typing something and posting it. That's website. Everything you see on here is typed on a computer and posted, published. So if somebody changed the balance to 60 million and they removed 180 million, that does not remove a dime from your bank. Is that is such is doing a skit, or it didn't present the scenario properly. Like if they hack your bank account and they steal money from your bank account, that has nothing to do with they hack your website to take the money. So a lot of people have been reacting. I still believe that it's a skit. I still kind of believe that it's just pulling the legs of the people. Or he has no idea what he's talking about. So the first person to react is this my guy, Oye Mike. It's funny.
Very good morning. Nigeria will kill me. Very damn. Where did they play for you? Where did they play for you? Which one be say? Because you've done a lot of good as far as I'm concerned. So I want to believe this is either a skit or you are catching cruise. Which one be say they hack NGO accounts from NGO websites? Don't forget, say 80% of Nigerian boys na Ghana we will be, so we know say that way they talk, we no clear. It dey be like say you talk, say snakes swallow 40 million naira. Which one we say they hack the website where we na create, come still hack the bank account. When did they play?
Sure you get like show wine wani. Like you can say they hack your bank account, which I have had people whose bank accounts have been, they intercepted their OTP, your email, your phone number. They have a way of hackers can do that. Okay, they hack it. So instead of the confirmation code being sent to your phone number, it will be sent to their own phone number, and they can easily just empty your bank account. But that one has nothing to do with what do you call it? Your website. What are you talking about? Some people are saying that maybe some information on the website, information about, shut up, man. Information about him on the website that you can post your bank account anywhere. So if they want to hack your account to empty your account, they will do it. It has nothing to do with your website. But it is Nigeria. A lot of people are explaining it away. Here is another reaction.
Where you, Darky, very dark man.
you don't really see Nigerians finish. And I'll see finish beyond this one now. Because Nigerians decide to worship you as a black Jesus. Because they see you as your Messiah. You come online this morning now. Get a poor spit. Because we'll be small picking for your hair.
The NGO money, somebody hacked into the NGO website, and I don't know how they did it, and 180 million naira is missing. So
this is the ISC finish, if you ever see people finish. So you mean say, inside the over 200 million people in Nigeria now, plenty of them are also, all of us now. So you just come online, you just tell us, say you lost 160 million naira, we'll just believe. Because now you get golden voice, now you get golden mouth. Abi, you be misbehaving boy. You really do anyhow. You really do anyhow. Now return that money, eh? This war.
Like, why? Show wine. Guess what? There are Nigerians already explaining it away. It's possible. Let me tell you something. You see all the NSS, SSL, OSL, you know, Unagosha find means of explaining nonsense. And it will come be like, say, right? Say, if you don't know it, you don't know it. Let me tell you, I even had a video. There's a video of a guy who was explaining, said, a very dark man, you need to shut down that website. Okay, you need to shut it down because hackers can. I was like, come on, man. You know, like they need some of your information and all of that. You know, information you use in opening the bank account. What are you talking about? But Onye Mike is like, you know what? In another video, he was like, so you are a police, online FBI, I am online CIA. We must make sure that we get that money back. It's not funny to me.
Very dark man. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. Okay, you know, say now you go the ginger, you go the emotion. So anyway, you be FBI, me, I be CIA. My team are coming to take over this case. The first thing we want to ask you first of all is, what kind of security did you have on the website? You know, and also very importantly, you've not mentioned the bank that you use in this whole scenario, because this is public funds. We need to know which bank you used and why their security is so weak that that kind of money can be stolen from them, and how they are going to refund the public, because it's an NGO fee. It's for people that need the money, so they need to find a way to pay you back the money. Second of all, this apprehended suspect of yours, we need to see his face. He has stolen from the public. He has stolen the public's money and you've apprehended him. The public needs to show him that he will never do that again. Third of all, how are you feeling, my friend? Said it's been a couple of days. I think you need to take a rest. We are going to take over this case from you, and I promise you, all stolen, looted funds will be returned to your NGO. Just take a chill pill. You know, say now you go the motion, you go the ginger, you go the Bible dance. Don't worry, CIA is taking over.
See, like I said, I am not saying that they didn't hack and steal the money. Don't get me wrong, okay? And I'm not actually saying that he stole the money. No. That's why I said that if you are somebody who sat there and you are saying it to me that it is possible for somebody to hack my website, okay, and then use that to empty my bank account, I don't know what to say to you, but I don't want to argue with anybody, okay? Because that's going to be like a complete diversion. Like we'll be going back and forth with that. I have seen people who lost their savings to Nigerian fraudsters, and I have an idea of what you know what I mean, they usually do in obtaining the information that will get them to hack your bank account. But it is one of the dumbest things for anybody to tell you that they hack their bank account by hacking their website. But if you believe it is possible, that's fine. You know, I'll leave you to it. Finally, Isaac Fauleshe, as a bit of an advice for the people who hacked and took 180 million naira charity money.
I beg whoever carry very dark man money, suppose know say very dark man now online policeman. So he's like stealing from a policeman. It's like stealing policeman money and go catch you, go return am. You go carry, you don't even carry small, you carry 180 million. For carry all then, because waiting remain. Return very dark man money now. You don't feel steal policeman money. Okay. You don't feel steal EFCC chairman money, online EFCC chairman. Now money you steal, return them now. 180. How greedy.
So they should return the money. So according to him, right, normally, right, if you steal money from a bank like that, it's always going to be, I think, is that what you call it? API blocker, where they are going to block all your own connected authentication medium, your phone, your email. They will block it and they will be the one receiving the notification. I said that, didn't I? That's the way you kind of hack into people's bank and all that. And sometimes they can send you a link, right? They will send you a link like an email. And once you click and open it, they ask you to follow this or that. Once you do that, right, then they will block every other thing there. They will take over your banking app or your online banking and what have you. Once they take over that, for that moment, you won't know what's going on. And it is Zenith Bank. So you still have to kind of transfer the money to another bank and then to another bank. So this is very easy. I believe, I don't know if they will get all the money back, but they will get those who are behind it. That is kind of like possible. You don't say they did that through your website. Even if you say there's nothing like I link my bank account or your online banking to your website. No, what you have is there's a gateway. There's something called payment gateway between the website and your bank account details. Okay, so there's something called gateway in between. Now that is what we process. For example, if you have to donate through a website now, right? So once you put in your details, right, there's a payment gateway and they are software on their own. There are software companies that provide that service, okay? So they will take the money from your bank. They will process it and make sure that the money is genuine before they will now deposit the money into the bank account. Do you get that now? So PayPal does that too. So don't come onto my program and begin to sound as if to say, everybody is Borno. Nobody can hack your bank account through your website. Nobody. So the only thing is that, yes, they can hack your bank account. It's charity account. It's public. We have a bank account here that we use in raising funds for Yoruba Union. So it's either you make a direct deposit into the bank, or if you go to the Yoruba Union website, for example, and you want to make any payments or any donation, once you fill in your details and all that, there's a payment gateway in between that will take all those data, that will take the money, confirm this your card and all that, right? And if the money is fine between them and your bank, if it's clear, then they will deposit into the bank account of the charity account, right? So the only way they can hijack your bank details is when they send you a phishing email or a text message, and they tell you to, click this link. Once you click the link, right, that's it. They can have access to all the other details that they need to have access to. And then they can block you out totally. So when they want to make any transfer from your bank, and your bank normally send you a notification that you are making this transfer, you won't receive any notification at all. They will receive it and they will confirm it and say, yes, proceed. And the bank will release the money. That is called the hacking of the bank. So talking about they hack my website and So what happened is that we hope it gets its money back. Now, talking about charity, Yoruba Union is raising fund. We are trying to raise 20 million naira in support of the families who we believe are the vulnerable families in Yoruba land. So we are trying to raise 20 million naira. And I'm going to bring Princess Balogun on in a minute, but I need to stretch my leg, okay? So she is the coordinator for Yoruba Union in the the homeland. And so far, so good. I want her to come and tell us how much have we actually, how much do we have? You know, because that's the end of the presentation this evening. So the next stage right now is going to be the fundraiser for Yoruba Union. So if you are here with your own wallet, yeah, this is where your generosity is going to be required. But I will be back in a minute or two. Listen, if you have to leave us, kindly like the broadcast, okay, before you go. But everyone else, wait for me. I'll be back in a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much, everyone. So we are going to the next phase of the chat this evening. I have the intention of having Princess with us tonight. I hope everything works well for us, okay? I have the intention of having her with us for maybe about half an hour, or maybe we can have an extended convo that could last for the rest of the evening. So Yoruba Union, that's a lot of people knows about activities and all that. So we are the pro-Yoruba organization that uses what you can call goodwill charity in reaching out to the core, heart of our people by, by telling them why it is always ideal for us to begin to look forward to the Yoruba sovereignty and the role they stand to play. But we do not go to them empty-handed. We go to them as, people who come to share love, care, and what have you. So Yoruba Union has been out there for over 2 years now, doing the little we are able to do over the time, with the support of a lot of people, especially some of you in the Temple of Truth. So Princess Balogun has been our face in that place. She has been to almost everywhere for us. And she's had this so much medal, right, to her belt for us. She's right there waiting, and she is going to take us through what is next for Yoruba Union as we get ready to move into the new year. It is called Yoruba Union Family Support Initiatives 2025. So we have just about 18 days more to raise 20 million naira that we believe we could put together in supporting at least 1,500 households. That is like, that's about, let me see, 4 times, okay. That's like about 6,000, family, 6,000 people in Yoruba land. We know it is not that much, but we are very much willing to at least do something. And you can be part of that too. So Princess Balogun is with me this evening. And it's such a pleasure to have you on. Princess Baoni.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm very well. Yeah, thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here.
Glad. So, Princess, the union, which is our union, Yoruba Union, has been out there for a while. And then somehow we stopped the outreach, for some time. And then the union leaders came together, including the union members, came together that we should, in the face of all this rògbòdìyàn in that place, right? It could be an opportunity again for us to take our messages set to our people and remind them that as long as we remain part of Nigeria, there is a chance that we are likely not going to come out of this human-induced poverty, which people are sharing part of today. So, January 2025, we are having a program called the Yoruba Union Family Support Initiatives. You have been there many times. And the last time we had this conversation, some of us were planning to probably go on and do the education support. And others are saying, man, the situation is so there right now that food is most important. So here we are tonight in continuation of our fundraiser and you being the face of it. How is it in that place, Princess, generally? How is it?
Good evening once again. Good evening, everybody. It has been hell, If we wouldn't be missing words, it's been hell, it's been hectic, you have domestic workers, you have them stealing from you now, you have people on the road, you get to everywhere and people come to the car to beg for one thing or the other. It's been something it's been difficult for people, When you look around, all you see is the triple D, death, distress, and whatever it is, diseases and all that. That's all you see around. So giving people books when they don't have food to eat, we are falling, really. It won't be funny. A lot of people are out of school though, but I think family, when you give food to people, it goes a long way. They remember eating it. When you put food down and you're about to address them and talk to them, they'll listen more because they know that these are not the normal political thing. It is more of charity. We are not doing politics. We are bringing them on. We are sitting them down. We are talking to them. This is the way we should go. This is the way we should go. And we are not putting them under the sun like the politicians do. We get them seats, we sit them down, we calm them down, we give them water and everything. Then we talk to them. Who wouldn't listen to you? They will.
Talking to them, right? You are like the pioneer. There was no what do you call it, guidebook on how we were supposed to do this. You came about it in such and you did so well. The last time you were out there, from the clips that we have shared with people a lot of time on this platform, that's like 2 years ago now. Man, time has come so fast though. So Yoruba Union believes that for Yoruba's self-determination, sovereignty, and the rest of that, we need the people. It has to come from the people. And the way Nigeria has treated us in the last 64 years, we have the chance to get the people convinced, even though some people believe that nobody needed to be convinced. Like, people are not blind. They see what is going on and all that. But we believe in talking to people, winning them over, because we believe that if enough number of people are able to see what we see, or see things how we see them, the job is half done. So from your last experience, right, like you were everywhere, you know, from Ogun to Oyo to Oshun to even Kwara to Ekiti, Ondo, and Lagos. So it was like an humble experience for you. So if we have that chance again now, do you think we stand a chance of having like more people listening to us like we did the last time, compared to what is right now in Nigeria, like generally talking about Yoruba, you know, sovereignty? Do you think?
Back then, Mayegun, we had this. We had it better back then. It wasn't this hard.
This
yes. Yes, we would go to these elderly women and we would sit them down and talk to them and try to listen to them, because by the time you finish talking to them, you probably might have told them, Emma, very question, or I'll ask questions and you can ask me questions. They were women, at Ileife that we spoke with. They were like, okay, we have given up our whole lives, like they've lived their lives, and they know their life has been franchised, but they won't allow that happen to the coming generation. You know, you have elderly people that are determined, and when people do not know that it is the people's power, and there is power in numbers, when you tell them that they need to hear from you, they need to see things from another point of view. See, there is this situation, there was this experiment, social experiment that I listened to sometimes ago. There were werewolves, and there were villagers, Mayegu. The werewolves, the person that did the experiment was the only person with the information. And when you have information, you can control a whole lot of things. They were all asked to close their eyes. The werewolves and the villagers. The werewolves were given cards that, look, you're the werewolf 1, you're the werewolf 2. They asked everybody to close their eyes. When they closed their eyes, you know, they tapped somebody and somebody died. That means the werewolf killed someone there. So when the villagers, when it was morning and the villagers opened their eyes, they saw that someone had died. Then they said, oh, this person did this. I think this person is the werewolf. I think that person is the werewolf. And the villagers decided that one particular guy was the werewolf and they were trying to kill him. Do you know the person that created the social experiment is the only person with the information of who the werewolf was, who the villagers were? You understand? And he was able to tell them, no, so person is not the werewolf. You have to choose someone else. We have people at the back of our narratives. We have people with more information. We have people with power, which is this information we are having. If you're able to deliver it to people, you might not be able to convince a whole lot of them, but you'll be able to convince many of them. Many of them will come along, many of them will come on board, because you're able to talk to them, give them the courage, let them know it is their power. It is whatever power you give to your government that your government will use on you. It is the people's power, and the only thing the people have is the power of the people. That's it. That's about it, right? So we will get to talk to people more. They will come around. We will be sharing food, and we'll be talking to them. They are our people, and we will not see them suffer. It is as simple as that.
That's brilliant, Princess. Thank you so much. Now, I did launch this a few days ago, and then I remember you dropping in the comments of people responding. So if I may kind of ask, I mean, do we have a number that we have reached so far? I know 20 million sounds, you know, but it seems like it's going to be like a long trip. The rest of us are trying to send our own. We'll probably be sending ours, you know, soon as well. I'm going to be sending mine soon. So, where are we in number?
We have 857,620 naira right now. We opened. We had more than 500,000, but we had 487,000 in that account earlier.
Right.
Since 2 years, we've had laborers donating every month. 50,000 is in pledging that. Then we have Ogumba Olukayode, he donated 20,000 naira. We have Kingsley Ugochu, 1,000 naira. We have Lemonade Techno, 19,484 naira. We have Anonymous, 40,000 naira. We have Yomitotu, 50,000 naira. We have Lemonade Techno again. I think that should be a company or an app or something. 10,000. We have Otani Abosede, 10,000 naira. We have Adegorusi, Augustus or something, 20,000 naira. We have Lababs,
right?
You know, 150,000 naira. Then we have Christine Okweoluwa, 30,000 naira. Akintola Ejiwu, 20,000 naira. So that has given us 370,000 naira, 484 naira 50 kobo. Okay. So if we add that to the 487 that we had in the account, that has given us 857,000 naira 620. That's what we have for now.
I don't think we are going to attract ACAS yet, because they will just be wasting.
No, is a very dark man.
So far, to our listeners, okay, in case if you are hearing this for the first time, this platform has raised, more than 50 million naira in the past in support of different causes, individuals and groups. We have raised funds to support over 12,000 school children in Yoruba land. We've also raised funds that supported over 6,000 elderly people in Yoruba land as well. So we have raised funds that saved the life of a young man who had his 2 legs amputated, but wrongly. And we had to intervene to save his life. And we didn't stop there as well. We went on to also raise funds in supporting him. We got him a bike, didn't we? Unfortunately, we received that the bike was stolen, unfortunately. So this platform has been raising funds in support of a lot of people, thousands of people as well. And we are happy to have a princess spearheading that for us and among other people that she works with. So if you support us, if you help us to help other people, we will always be very, very grateful to you. Another thing is that, Princess, the last time, right, using your truck, you have been so resourceful and so helpful to us, Princess. Honestly, your truck, crashed in the course of delivering this charity supported to the people. We've given people, we've given them clothing, we've given them other materials. And then we lost your truck. We did try to fix that. We've never made use of it since then because we couldn't finish it. So part of our request at the time was that if we have anyone who can give us a truck, it's going to be for the union. And it's always going to be Andy, for the same projects. And I had people pledged at the time, but we just kind of put a stop to all of that like over a year and a half ago right now. So if we have a chance of, making a request apart from a monetary support, there are other things that we would like to have in pushing this our projects. So I know of a truck. Any other thing?
It is just a truck, and you know how logistic is right now, you know.
Well, I think we've lost Princess.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Good.
I was trying to check. Someone sent 20,000. Olufemi Olariwaju just donated 20,000 now. So I needed to open there. Yeah. 20,000. Yeah.
Right.
So it's just about logistics this time around, you know. The price of fuel at the time, you know, wasn't this high. And now with the price of fuel and everything, and we don't have a van to use, the van is still at the mechanics, you know, I left it there. I do not really like to repair. I'm not very good, you know, dealing with these artisans, and you know, they keep tossing you here and there. But the truck is still there. But if we will have to get trucks or something that we can use to convey, to move the food around, it will really be appreciated. And we will need vehicles to do that too. Because I wouldn't be driving this time around. You know, the last time I drove to all the Yoruba states.
Exactly.
You know?
I was told, well, not that I was told, I actually knew then that the cost of transporting all this stuff is so much. For example, we were paying as much as 1 million, 1.2 million. Back then, I don't know what it's going to be now, right? That's the moment that your truck broke down, we had to spend millions of naira on transportation.
For logistics, yeah.
Logistics, right. So even if we raise what we are trying to raise right now, there's a chance that, you know, like half of it is going to go on logistics. And I don't think that's going to be really, really ideal for us at the end of it all. So yeah, it will be a great deal. If we have those who have trucks in Nigeria that they will likely want us to make use of. If you can give us a truck as a donation, will be appreciative, right? And even if you have to just just, you know, provide
it, and when we are done using it, we fuel it, you know, we get the driver and everything, then you can take your truck when we are done using it.
So that you
doesn't necessarily have to be a gift. You do not really need to drop
it as a gift. You know? It's not being gifted to you or me. It's being gifted for the union, I would say. But that may be too much for some people to just let go. I have people from Belgium. I had this person from Belgium who pledged a truck at the time, but we lost contact, unfortunately. I hope it's
I can remember it was on a live program like this, and it came around. And he said he would be sending a truck and all, you know.
Yeah. So that would be great. Anyway, Princess, I appreciate you showing up at this evening. Okay, thank you so much. The next thing I'm going to bring you on, because I have some people who prefer us to run this presentation in Yoruba, which is ideal normally, right? But because I brought you up and I brought you in the middle of a program that was already being like heard in English and all that, so we'll do that some other time. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming. Okay.
Thank you for
enjoy the rest of the evening. We can get our updates some other time. Yeah.
All right.
You can tell us how this goes at the end. Okay. Stay safe.
Right, you too. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. So that's a Princess, ladies and gentlemen. So if you decide to want to support us, you probably will be supporting a lot of thousands of people that are likely never going to be able to say thank you to you to your face, but they were going to say thank you. This is not our first time. We have done a series of this kind of a support for people in Yoruba land. At the time, I had some of my friends here who were like, is it just Yoruba alone? Why not other places? I know this is not Mayegun's Diary political project. It's actually an organization we set up for this purpose. We believe that we can get to the heart of our people, through their bellies, and we can pass our messages to them. It worked. We have registered members of the Yoruba Union scattered across the Yoruba land as we speak. And we have a lot of people, right, who are also working for us, within the grassroots level. We haven't reached that critical mass yet. But this is our own idea of bringing our people together by educating them on the importance of the self-determination, the self-rule, the Yoruba sovereignty, the Yoruba independence, and stuff like that. Taking it all beyond just the social media, taking it straight to the man is such a lovely experience. You know, I've seen children, brilliant children. Yoruba Union has adopted children in Yoruba land. There are children that are currently enjoying, you know, free education, courtesy of the Yoruba Union, members of the union. And I'm talking about standard education here, right? Including, you know, two or three of them that are currently in a boarding school, right? In a private school, boarding school, courtesy of the Yoruba Union. And that's how they are going to have it for the rest of their primary, secondary, and then hopefully their university education as well. So it's a long-term project of our own way of warming our ways into the heart of the people, educating them and making them see reasons why when we say let's stand up and fight, they will have reasons to fight. It's a long one. It's a thankless job as well, okay? There are people who wanted action now. I'm not blaming anyone who wants action now. But sometimes we can play a long game because at the end of the day, if we reach that critical mass, you have no idea what can be achieved at the end of the day. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your own. If you want to support us, that's Nigerian bank account, okay? And if you do not have a means of supporting us through that Nigerian account, you can use the what do you call it? The PayPal link that is scrolling on your screen there, okay? The Diaspora Radio PayPal account, use that. All you have to do is just make sure that if you send any money through the PayPal, just attach it and say it is for the Yoruba Union Family Support Initiatives, okay? So I can easily identify the money and get it sent across to the organizers. We intend to put this off by the 15th of January and go out there and get all the supplies. So everyone else, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and I shall see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari Political. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni, mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni, ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni, ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ kùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o. Ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.